How's it going, everybody? Atheist PK back here with another video, and it's actually late. It's like 3 in the morning right now, but I was scrolling through Instagram and saw this video, and I had to react to it. I had to talk about it a little bit because this was so typical, man. When I was back in churches, this is the type of pastor that you would come across, and it would just make you so upset. It'd make you mad, make you wanna do some stuff, man. So this is from an Instagram page, Mika Morrow. She's verified. I don't know who she is, but it showed up in my feed. Um, go check her out if you wanna see more about this. But it's where a pastor goes off on the members of his church, um, and it's pretty crazy, man. This is an older clip, so you may have seen this before, but I figured I'd share it out there because, as an atheist, I still like watching this content, and I think it's fun to see what's going on in churches. So let's get started. Right off the bat, I definitely see that this man is preaching out of Leviticus, which is wonderful reading. It's really edifying, really pertinent to the 21st century. Um, and I mean, like, you can just read that verse that he's on there. It's about committing adultery with another man's wife and saying that the adulteress shall surely be put to death. Um, I don't really know why you would be up there preaching that verse, because we're not putting I hope we're not putting adulteresses to death. And what about adulterers? What about men? We're only putting the adulteress. Oh, it does. It does say the adulterer and the adulterer. Okay, they're both getting put. At least it's not. At least it's not sexist in this regard. At least they're both getting put to death. But yeah, there's no question about that. Shall surely be put to death. So right off the bat, we're not off to a good start. It's advocating putting people who cheat to death. If you advocate that in the 21st century, I think there's probably something wrong with your morality. But let's get started. Let's hear what he has to say.
I'm talking. Hey, hey, hey! Don't you lay your head back. I'm important. I'm somebody.
Okay. So it seems like what's happening here is somebody in the congregation has fallen asleep, because I'm sure that this man's sermon was captivating. Given the look of the pulpit, I would probably be asleep as well. I would probably not go back there. But like, number one, he starts going on this ego trip, saying that he's important and he's somebody. Like, the Bible actively teaches about teaches against having that sort of attitude of being somebody, right? Of having ego and pride. So he's over there complaining about somebody falling asleep, and he's actively doing something that the Bible discourages, basically saying that he's so important. So let's go back a few seconds and watch that again.
I'm talking. Hey, hey, hey! Don't you lay your head back. I'm important. I'm somebody. Now, you might do your English teacher that way, but I'm not teaching English. I'm teaching eternal life here. I love you. You know I love you. Have I convinced you I love you? Yeah. You better.
So he's sitting there talking about how much he loves people while he's preaching a verse about putting people to death. Seems outright for Christianity. I think this guy is full of himself. I think that he's been a pastor for a long time. He's just going through the rhetoric. I know how pastors get when the congregation isn't feeling what you're preaching, but that's not an excuse to act like this.
You better nod your head yes. All right. Come on, put it up there.
You better nod your head yes. That's kind of threatening. It seemed like he was still fighting back. Man's probably still sleepy. He's probably tired. What if he worked a 13-hour shift yesterday? Like, this dude is getting all up in that dude's business and calling him out. I definitely would. I would walk out. I'd cause a scene. I think that's entirely inappropriate on the pastor's part. If you don't want people to fall asleep, be more entertaining.
All right. You stay awake and you listen to me.
No.
You say, well, he may never come back. Well, he ain't here now. And where have you been?
Yep. Oh, he's moving on.
And I noticed on the calendar I'm supposed to marry y'all. What makes you think I'd marry you? You're one of the sorriest church members I have.
You're one of the sorriest church members I have? This man obviously has pressure building up for a long time, but this is entirely inappropriate to treat people. You're supposed to be a leader and you're going to go down there and just start calling out random members of the church. I hope, I don't know who this pastor is, but I hope the congregation got together after this and voted him out. I hope they sent him to retirement.
You're not worth 15 cents.
15 cents? You can't get anything for that's pretty low. If you're saying he's not even worth 15 cents, you can't get anything for 15 cents these days.
And you want me to marry you to her? And you want to marry him? And he don't even know where he belongs? And you don't even know where you belong? Now, let me...
Maybe, I guess what he's saying is you don't know what you belong, where you belong is saying that like you hardly ever show up to church. And so why would you marry him if you can't show up to this church? Bro, it's the way you're acting is why people aren't coming back. You are making Christianity as a whole look bad. This is part of the reason why I left churches, is because you have these pastors that go on these ego trips that think that just because they are supposedly some man of God that they have authority over people. No, you don't. You don't. You were voted in by the church board to come give messages on Sunday morning and primarily make people feel good. You do not have authority over these people to go out and start talking like this. And I hope that they all leave, and I hope your church closed. And honestly, I mean, given the age of this, I'm not even sure he's still alive. But
I used to tell y'all, everybody here, how much I love these kids. Do you know I love you, sir? Stand up, big boy. Do you know
I don't really think that he knows the definition of love. I mean, maybe he's been reading the Bible too much and he's going with sort of God's definition of love, which is very unkind. But I think I don't know if he truly believes that he loves these people or if it's just some rhetoric at this point. But I don't think that he actually loves these people because of the way he was talking about them. You don't speak about people you love that way, saying they're not worth 15 cents and that you're not going to marry them and saying you better listen to me, things like that. That's just entirely inappropriate.
I love you? All right. All right. Give me a little love.
Yeah, this is weird. And then also it's one of those things, man. Also, I feel like some of these pastors are just really socially inept, like socially awkward. Like I actually think one of the reason that people become pastors is because it's a fairly easy job. And there's a lot of places that they wouldn't fit in society, and they can't hold a normal job, a lot of them. And this guy, can you imagine working for him or with him anywhere outside of a church? It'd be absolutely ridiculous. So I'm not a fan. And that's it. Yeah, that look he gave at the end, that's entirely disturbing. You know, that's one of the reasons why I left Christianity, was because of things like that. And I just need to share that with you guys because I see things like that, and it just makes it obvious why churches are failing these days, why people are coming over to atheism. You know, if these are the representatives of religion, I can see why myself and a bunch of other people want nothing to do with it. But anyways, that's about it.